Hello, Christchurch friends and family. Pastor Ben here with your weekly update, and I hope that you are doing well. I was over with our preschool this week, watching students come in for some of them the first time ever, and some of them returning. It was such a delight to see the joy on their faces, and really, I can only remember one or two small instances where there were any tears. So, got off to a great start with preschool this week. Debbie, our preschool director, Debbie Arena, who many of you got to hear from in worship, as part of conscious discipline, which is sort of our philosophy for education and for helping students thrive, has this whole piece about wishing you well. And I've been thinking about that phrase lately. And she has a little picture and pictures of teachers and students they can put in the heart on this little diagram. And so just thinking about you and you in the heart of God and wishing you well. We're beginning a new sermon series on Sunday. Our theme for the whole year is called Becoming Saints Together. And like Paul, who references not the perfect or the best, but all who are seeking to be like Christ as saints, we're going to try to become saints together. It's not an individual endeavor. It's something we do together. And we help one another grow in the love and knowledge of God and neighbor. And so we're going to be becoming saints together. And the way we're going to do that is look at some of the practices of the Christian faith, some of the foundational bedrock methods of becoming a saint. We're going to start with prayer. And our sermon series for the next 4 weeks is called Saints Who Pray. And we're going to start, and of all places, with the disciples in Luke chapter 11, asking Jesus upon watching him pray, "Lord, teach us to pray." And he teaches them the Lord's Prayer, what we've come to call the Lord's Prayer. So join us in worship on Sunday as we start the process of learning how to pray and why it's important to pray, and help one another grow in our prayer lives. Also this Sunday at the 10 o'clock hour, there was a little bit of confusion a couple of weeks ago, so I want to be real clear. During the 10 o'clock hours when we're going to have our ministry fair. So if you come to the 9 o'clock service, plan to stay a little bit. We're going to have some hospitality and get to see about some of the mission ministry of the church. And if you're going to come to worship at 11, I would invite you to come around 10:30, 10:40, and get to move around in that space in Ascension Hall and then join us for worship. We've had out, and we're going to keep having out Realm update cards. Realm is our online system. We used to call it ACS, Automated Church System. Now it's called Realm. It's where we have our secure database, but it has everybody's mailing address, email address, mobile phone, home phone number. And I can just tell you from talking to Kaylee, we don't actually have good information for everybody. And it's hard for us to reach out and check in on you if we don't have updated information from you. I know it can feel intimidated to go into Realm yourself and update it, so Kaylee's willing to help. If you'd fill out one of these cards or check in with Kaylee and make sure that we've got your right information, that'd be really helpful. And I can echo that. I've been trying to do some reach out lately and finding that we don't have quite all the right contact information. So sort of now and sort of till we get to the end of the year, it'd be really helpful if you could make sure we've got the right information for you. Said it last week, want to acknowledge it again. COVID is still a thing. Like 3 of my daughter's best friends at school all have COVID right now. So we know it's a thing. Don't worry, we're not going back to mandatory masking and social distancing. But I would say if you've got symptoms or you know you've been around somebody who is and been exposed, maybe participate in worship online. And if you do come to worship and you do want to wear a mask, we're going to respect that. We've got some staff who are going to be taking some trips in the near future, and they're probably going to wear their mask. We respect that, appreciate that. And hopefully the COVID booster shot's going to be out soon and we can all get that layer of protection. Remember, we're called as a people who follow after Christ to always be caring for and looking after the vulnerable. So thank you for your help with that. After school's going well, it's not too late to sign up to be one of the helpers with that program. I've watched Issa and Mary do a wonderful job. A couple other folks have stepped in periodically. It's a lot, even with 2 adults, to have 20, almost now in some cases 30 students here. So if you've got time, there's 2 shifts in the afternoon. You can find out more in the e-blast from about 2:30 to 5:30, ways that you could help us divide that into 2-hour blocks. We'd love to have your help. In the academic year time, September through May, on the 3rd Thursdays of each month, I head over to Carolina Meadows. Many of you are in residence there, and I offer a Bible study. I'm going to be picking that up on September 21st at 11 a.m. You don't have to be a resident of Carolina Meadows. In fact, some members of the church aren't, but they come. But that's where that's held, on the 3rd Thursday, September 21st at 11. And this fall season, we're going to be looking at Amy Jill Levine's book, Signs and Wonders. Last few things for you today as we wrap up we are moving, and now that people really kind of come back and we're really ramping up and back into the fall, we are working to increase lay participation, congregational member participation. We could use help with ushers. You've heard us ask for help in the back with the sound and the AV parts of the worship service. And we also are going to, as we get into October, be inviting people to read scripture in the worship service. And we could use some help setting and cleaning up the communion experience, the communion table. So any of those things ring a bell for you, we'd love, 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 love to have your help with that. And we'll have ways that you can begin to sign up for those opportunities. Looking at an orientation for potential new members, maybe in October, early November. So if you've come among us and you're relatively new, but you've not officially joined, we'll have more information about how you can do that. Last, I hope you've got a date on your calendar, September 24th. That's a Sunday, 4 o'clock that afternoon. We have one of our benevolence concerts, and the resources raised at that. So you don't buy a ticket, but you come make a donation. It's going to help with food insecurity in our community for Table and Cora. So thanks for your participation. It's great to spend a little time with you today. Again, I'm wishing you well and look forward to seeing you in worship. Take care. Bye now.